It's Tuesday night. You're standing in your kitchen scooping food into your dog's bowl, the same way you've done it every night since you brought him home. One scoop. Maybe a little extra, because he gave you that look. You set it down, he inhales it in 40 seconds flat, and you head back to the couch feeling like a good owner. Here's the problem. That scoop, the one you've never once questioned, might be the single biggest reason your apartment dog is slowly gaining weight, sleeping too much, and aging faster than he should. So I'm going to turn this into a quiz. 5 questions. You actually guess out loud before I give you the answer. Because the gap between what you think you know and what's true is exactly where most apartment dog owners go wrong. And by the end, there's one number on the back of your dog's food bag you will never trust the same way again. Stay with me, we'll get to it. This is not about a fancy diet. This is not about raw food versus kibble. This is not about spending more money. It's about feeding the dog you actually have an indoor dog in a small space who is not the dog that bag was designed for. Question 1. What percentage of dogs in the United States are overweight or obese? Guess. 10%? 20. It's around 59%, more than half. That's from the Association for Pet Obesity Prevention, which surveys this every single year. So, if you've ever looked at your dog and thought, is he getting a little chunky? You're not imagining it, and you are very much not alone. The majority of dogs in this country are carrying extra weight, and apartment dogs sit right at the front of that line, because they move less than almost any other kind of dog. Think about it. Your dog has no yard to patrol. He's not running fence lines. He gets 2 walks, maybe 20 minutes each, and the rest of the day, he's a small, warm loaf on your couch. That's not a criticism. That's just apartment life. But it changes the math completely. Here's the part most owners get wrong. Question 2, and this is the big one. The feeding chart on the back of the bag, the one that says 30-pound dog feed, 2 cups a day. Is that number meant for your dog? Yes or no? Guess. The answer is no. And here's why. Those guidelines are calculated for an average adult dog intact, meaning not neutered or spayed, and active. A dog with a busy outdoorish life. Your indoor dog is usually neutered, usually sedentary, and burns far fewer calories than that average. Feeding him the bag amount can mean giving him 20 to 30% more than he needs. Every day, forever. The technical term here is maintenance energy requirement. How many calories your specific dog burns in a normal day. A vet starts with something called resting energy requirement, then multiplies it by an activity factor. An active dog gets a high multiplier. A sedentary, neutered apartment dog gets one of the lowest there is. The bag doesn't know which dog you have. It quietly assumes the hungry one. Quick pause. If this is already making you look at that scoop differently, do me a favor and hit subscribe. This whole channel is built for one specific person. Someone raising a dog in a small space, on a normal schedule, with no backyard to make up for things. That's it. Okay. Back to the quiz. Question 3. Your 30-pound apartment dog. How many calories does he actually need in a day to stay at a healthy weight? Guess a number. For a typical sedentary, neutered, 30-pound dog, it lands somewhere around 600 to 700 calories a day. Not the 800 plus the bag pushes toward. Now flip your bag over and find the line that says calories per cup, sometimes written as kilocalories per cup. That's the caloric density. Most dry foods run 350 to 400 calories per cup. So 600 calories isn't 2 cups. It's closer to 1.5. That half-cup difference every day is how a dog quietly gains a pound a month. And you don't need a vet visit to start. The Pet Nutrition Alliance has a free calorie calculator online. You put in your dog's weight and activity level, it hands you a real daily number. Then you just do the division. Now watch what happens when you stop trusting the scoop and start reading the actual dog. Question 4. Right now, put your hands on your dog's ribs. Flat palms, light pressure along the side of his chest. Can you feel the ribs easily, like the back of your own hand, or do you have to press through a layer to find them? Guess what that means before I say it. If you can feel them easily without seeing them stick out, that's a healthy weight. If you have to dig for them, your dog is carrying too much. Vets call this the body condition score. It runs 1 to 9, and you're aiming for a 4 or a 5. The best part of this test is that it costs nothing. You can do it tonight, and it's more honest than any scale because it reads your specific dog's body, not an average. Question 5. The last one, and the one almost everyone misses. On a normal day, how much of your dog's food can come from treats, the training bits, the corner of cheese, the toast crust he's staring at? What percent? Guess. 10%. That's the ceiling. Everything else comes from balanced meals. And here's where it goes sideways in apartments specifically. You feel guilty leaving your dog alone all day, so you come home and you give. A dental chew, a few extra treats, a lick of peanut butter to say sorry. None of it feels like a meal. All of it counts. And remember that number on the bag I told you to watch? You're already feeding the inflated bag amount and then stacking guilt treats on top. That's the real reason the weight creeps. Not one big mistake. 100 small, loving ones. So here's the fix. And this isn't about loving your dog less. It's not punishment. It's not a crash diet. 1. Get a real daily calorie number from that free calculator or your vet. 2. Measure by weight, not by a coffee scoop. A cheap kitchen scale you already own beats any measuring cup. If you want it simple, a slow feeder bowl earns its keep here. It makes the correct, smaller portion last, so a right-size meal still feels like a feast. And it kills the 40-second inhale. 3. Keep treats under that 10% line and subtract them from dinner on big treat days. And if measuring and dividing every night sounds like one more chore in an already full life, that's exactly why pre-portioned fresh services like Ollie exist. They calculate your dog's calories from his weight and activity, then deliver meals already measured to that number. No guessing, no scooping. The portion is just the portion. Links below if you want it. But learn the principle first, because the principle is free. So, 3 things to take with you. 1. The feeding chart on the bag is built for an average active dog, and your indoor apartment dog almost certainly isn't that dog. It's a starting point, not an instruction. 2. You can fix this tonight for nothing. Feel the ribs. Find the calories per cup line. Do the division. Measure by weight. 3. And this is the one that matters most. Every extra scoop comes from a good place. You love this dog. You feel guilty about the hours you want to give. But the kindest thing you can do for a dog in a small space isn't more food. It's a few more good years. Lean dogs live longer. That's the whole trade. So tell me in the comments how many calories per cup is your dog's food. Go flip the bag, find the number, drop it below. I want to see how wide the range is. And if you've got a 40-second inhaler like mine, tell me that too. Feed the dog you have, not the one on the bag. I'll see you in the next one.